Thank you so much for joining us.
Hi, everyone.
Happy 2026. Thanks for coming.
This is our kickoff webinar for 2026. Thank you so much for being in here. I am so totally excited to share with you all of our new things that we have been working on. Well, the development team has been working on it. We're here just to tell you about all the good stuff that they did. Hey, in the chat pod, I want to know what kind of organization you are fundraising for. I want to know what geography you are covering. And you know what? This year, go ahead and feel free to drop in your LinkedIn for yourself or for your organization. Let's give that a whirl this year and see if we can help you guys get a little bit of traction, and we can get a little bit of traction also in making our community a little bit stronger. I am in sunny South Florida, and I see Barbara from the Milagro Center. Hello, Barbara. You're right down the street from me. Izzy, Tracy, where are you guys today?
I'm in Ontario, Canada. Gray. And if you like skiing, we are going to be ready for you. Snow is on the way.
Thankfully, the snow is melted here mostly. I'm right outside of Tahoe in Reno, Nevada. So there was some snow, but it's going away.
Okay, well, I'm not going to complain about the 40-degree weather that they're threatening us with on Friday. So I do have a question for you before we get started. I have one poll with 2 questions on it. Let me see if I can find it. My question to you is, and I've asked this before, but it happens every time. How many event fundraisers have you run with Auctria? 1, 2 or 3, 4 to 5, we're getting the hang of it, 6 or more, and we are here to learn more features. And then the second question I have is, have you ever wanted to ask your guests a question and our customer success team recommended using the comment box? Just use the comment box. That'll work for you. Have you ever done that before? Curious. And as always, we are just amongst friends here. Love for you to answer the question, then we'll chop this out when we play this back. Also, in the bottom right-hand corner, for the people that are marking yes, curious what questions you had. You don't necessarily need to put it in the chat pod, but pull out your pen, pull out a piece of paper, and jot it down for yourself for later.
And Lori, just a little shout out. We have some new Auctria users on here. And so we're kind of sharing some comment box fun with you, but you're going to hear really more fun if you weren't sure. But welcome. We're so glad you're here.
That's a nice way to put it, Tracy. I appreciate that. I am going to hit end voting and share this with you. This is just amongst us here. Like I said, I will cut it out. It looks like about 3/4 of you have voted. Looks like, wow, almost a split, 20, 17, 17 on all 4 levels of this. So welcome to everybody, and welcome to our community here. Have you ever wanted to ask questions? It looks like almost 20% have said yes, and it was okay, or we needed more, and about half are looking to learn more. So you are in the absolute right place. We are going to kick it off today. We are talking about shining brighter in 2026. This is the glow up year. So we are going to glow up together. Here we go. We are celebrating. Well, I should have asked this question before I flipped over. Do you know how long Auctria has been in business for? I gave the answer right here. 15 years. Can I get a congratulations to our team for doing it? But the bigger congratulations, and I want to hear you clap all the way out there. I want to be able to hear it through my internet, even though everybody's on mute, to thank you, because you guys are the community change makers, celebrating the organizations that make the fundraising happen. So thank you, thank you, thank you to every single one of you for doing what you do every single day, waking up. Using Auctria, you, the change makers, have raised over $1.25 billion. And I need to update that because I've been carrying that around for about 3-4 months, and that doesn't even include all of the fall. So moving on, this is our agenda today: stronger, smoother, and faster. We're going to talk about custom questions. We're going to talk about participant management. We're going to talk about a glow up in our Auctria Academy and our support department. We are going to talk about owning the event floor, and we will do a recap for you on how to run a smoother event. And we have some additional ways to stay in touch with Auctria. So without further ado, let's start talking about custom questions. I started off asking, have you ever wanted to do a custom question, but we didn't really have a good answer for you? Guess what? Today is the day that we have the right answer for you. You can absolutely create custom questions now in the Auctria platform that you can ask to your contact, your ticket holder, your solicited items, and your solicited items donor through the solicited items forms. This will create the custom question, as well as creating a table area to retrieve that information off of. So, custom question for tickets. Here's an example. I know it's a little small. A lot of times we have organizations that are using Auctria for a handicap, and they want to know golf handicap. And now you have the opportunity to ask people what their golf handicap is, or leave it blank if you don't have one. You can set this as a short answer, a long answer, choices, or a checkbox. So this should give you a lot more options when you are trying to grab information from ticket holders or from participants. And this is what this would look like. So that was the back end. This is what it would look like on the front end on your event website. If you had selected that you need to ask them for their golf handicap, this one in particular was just an open area, and that's what it would look like. They would fill it out. And you can even make it so that they can require that question to be answered or not require that question to be answered. Custom questions for solicited items. This comes up a lot. We have a lot of organizations that do these big dessert events, auction events. And then they come in with the desserts, and some of them have to be refrigerated, some of them don't. So this is a great way. They've always asked us, how do we mark these? And we have tagging, and then you'd have to ask them, or you'd put it in the comments. This solves that problem. You can put in a custom question. Does your dessert need to be refrigerated? And the choices are yes or no. And then on the page where somebody is donating their item, talking about where they're donating it, does it need to be refrigerated? There's a drop down. There's a yes or a no. So we are really, really thrilled about the custom questions that are now available for you. I would love for you to try this out on your own. Go ahead and give us feedback. It is a new feature that we just rolled out in the fall. If you hit any bumps or sharp edges, let us know. And we would love to know how you're going to use the custom questions. I'll go ahead and move this over to my colleague, Izzy. Izzy, talk about participant management.
Thanks, Lori. So this is one of my favorite areas. We're going to talk about participant management, which includes ticket handling, table assignments, and catering coordination. So if you're selling tickets on Auctria, especially, this is a game changer because it can really help you streamline things. As far as tickets go, Auctria has a dedicated tickets dashboard. So our new and improved ticket dashboard has a variety of settings that are going to help you track and easily manage tickets. Here, we have a little box around catering to highlight that. We'll talk about that in just a minute because it's one of our new features. But this is where you can see how many tickets you've sold, how many tickets have been deactivated. You can see your tickets report. This is your go-to spot for tickets. Then we have our ticket hub. So the ticket hub is another option. If you have the info for your ticket recipient, it directly is going to show in the ticket hub. All you need is an email, and then you can send this out and the ticket purchaser can make their own updates. So there's a claim link in here that's new that we didn't have previously, and we'll talk about that a little bit in a minute, but the claim link is also in the online purchase email and the ticket statements to really streamline getting your guest information. And on that note, we have something we've added called advanced filters. This is an advanced feature, not necessary, but it does help streamline things because you can use the advanced filter for reports and email segmenting. So first, you're going to set up the filter. Here we've shown an example of someone that bought a ticket but didn't update all of their guests, for example. And then you filter it across email, texting, or communications on the dashboard. So an example, I'm on the customer success team here at Auctria, and I regularly help customers send out ticket statements to ticket purchasers that did not update all their guests, right? Because you don't want to send it to everybody if they have updated their guest over and over, spamming them. A lot of times you just want to reach out to those ones that haven't updated it yet, but you don't want to have to take the time to manually comb through everyone. So that's where filters come in. And we have our awesome claim tickets links. We hear you. We know many of you have spent a lot of time trying to track down guests and sponsors, especially table purchasers, to get their guest information. Your purchaser can now grab a claim code and share it with their friends and colleagues via text message, DMs, to claim their own ticket, whatever works best for them. So they don't have to have their email address anymore. If they don't have it, this is an option as well. Under our table feature, we have a brand new, well, pretty new option to reorder tables. So the assigned seating page has been revamped just to help reduce the page a bit. You can choose on the right-hand side if you want to expand it. The red arrow is pointing to that expand collapse participants' names to make it a bit easier so you can quickly see all of the tables or drill into specific tables and lists. And then you have the option to reorder, and you can still drag and drop a guest into a seat if that's what works for you. So there's all the things there used to be and then some, essentially. And then customizing your e-tickets. So we talked about guests getting their information and sending them their tickets. Well, you can customize those. And what a lot of groups do is they'll customize their e-ticket with some know before you go information, right? Parking is in the west lot. You can wear your best Great Gatsby attire, those kind of fun things. Please update the details below. So you can send a thank you afterwards as well. All this can be done on the Auctria dashboard under communication, system, emails, and then you can edit. So here we're showing what that system email manager looks like. And you can even invite them to register a credit card. I know that's a big one. If you don't want to have to manually try to capture a bunch of credit card information at check-in and slow down the lines, you can send that register their credit card. And the reason why we're pointing to this, not that you have to edit it, but it does tend to work nicely if you customize it, put your own tone in there, your own branding. So it's really, truly for your event. So here's an example. You can edit and customize your e-tickets, like I mentioned before, the know before you go. We show this standard e-ticket. And then on the right-hand side, we're showing an example of a know before you go. So a lot of times organizations will have the standard e-ticket go out initially, and then as it gets closer to the event, they'll resend the tickets to everyone a day or two in advance, so they don't have to go looking through their emails for it, and include the information that they'd like there, including oftentimes inviting them to add their credit card and additional information. So here we have personalized links, and this is a really good feature, especially for organizations looking to have that personalized touch. Maybe you want to email them you want to email your purchasers or guests from your organization's email, right? But you want them to be able to update their information in Auctria. Well, now we have personalized links, so you can meet your supporters where they're at, and under their participant record, all the communication is going to go directly to their specific profile. So this is on the page, something that's really awesome, but you just want to be careful because these personalized links are seamless and go directly to their account. So one click, it's a direct link into the participant's account. These are unique to their specific profile. So when I say be careful, just make sure you're not mass sending one person's personalized link to your whole guest list. It is specific to them. An example use case would be if you had a sponsor that you want to reach out to personally with that extra white glove approach, but you want them to be able to get into their account, you can send them the direct link to their account to streamline things, but from your own organization's email address. So I mentioned reordering tables before and how that made things easier, but then I didn't show you how to do it. So here's the page on how to reorder tables that I was talking about, where you can drag and drop. You can use the arrows and rearrange the tables in the order that you prefer. You can also repair table sales. So if you didn't set it up to include tables originally, or if you imported the tables and you need to repair that, you can do that and ensure that the table is created for each sale. So that's going to trigger it, and then the ticket holders will be seated at tables if you set it up to create tables when sold. This is really nice if you're creating tickets in Auctria, like sponsorships or tables, and you set it to create a table when sold. It's going to automatically start with like 1, 2, 3, 4, which is probably not the table number you really want people at. But then you just easily can drag and drop them into the order you want. So you're just reordering the tables rather than having to manually put every single guest at every table. And then we have the Auctria catering dashboard that I mentioned earlier. So Auctria has a dedicated catering dashboard that's going to give you everything you need in one place for catering. So from here, this is where you can set up the meal choice options and instantly see a full summary of the guest selections. So how many people wanted, option A versus option B, including dietary restrictions. So if anybody, maybe has a nut allergy or something like that, and it will show you anybody that hasn't made a choice yet. So this is going to make it simple to follow up with your guests if you still need their information before you have to provide your caterer the list. So that is the new catering dashboard. And then you have full control over the credit card experience. Absorb it, make it optional for donors to cover it or require it. This is huge. I would really encourage you, if you are connecting a payment processor in Auctria, to take a look at your fee handling and see which one works best for your organization and your values. Your donors are going to see exactly what they're giving, so you can see exactly what you're keeping. Participants can elect to cover the credit card fees if you've set it to optional, and they can even choose to cover them in advance for the event, including batch checkout. So you can ask people if they want to pre-opt in to cover the credit card fees. So if they don't check out on their own at the end and you end up running a batch checkout, they can still cover the fees. So as you're checking someone in and they're registering to get tickets, that's a really good time if you do want to give them the option to ask if they want to cover future credit card fees. So when you do a batch checkout, if you do batch checkout at the end of the night, you don't even have to worry about it, but you're not leaving that money on the table, so to speak. Many organizations see quite a few of their guests opt in to cover the credit card fees. So it's definitely the most popular option. All right. Next, we're talking about Glow Up, which is the theme here. So we have our online bidding. Auctria introduced this bidding management feature and orientation calls. These features just didn't come out of thin air, right? I know many of you are in the emails and chat. Some of you are even launch customers. Hi to all of you out there. I've talked to many times. These features were built based on your feedback. So we really do appreciate when you give us your feedback. And it's meant to help you streamline your events and be able to pivot. So we focus more on giving you support, specifically with the online bidding management tools and orientation calls, to help your team get up to speed. We're really committed here at Auctria to evolving alongside your events. And this feature at the top, this is something we used to hear all the time last minute, groups reaching out frantically. How can I change the online auction closing, last minute? You're at your event, you're stressed out probably trying to figure out how to do this. Well, now we've exposed this little button there on the homepage when you're within 5 hours of your event. The best part is it's going to help you pivot seamlessly, so you can maybe extend bidding 10 minutes or 5 minutes. The energy is high, maybe your run of show is a little bit behind. This tool is just to make it something that you can do quickly on the fly by clicking, rather than having to go into the online bidding settings and changing the time. Just click that button right there. And if you don't see it yet on your dashboard and you're having an online auction, keep in mind, it's going to show that option to extend the time in the last 5 hours. It's all about giving you total control with just a couple of clicks. So that is the online feature. Then we have this little countdown. That's what I was talking about. So for example, the 5 hour or lower bidding button, it's going to change to extend your closing time. And Auctria rolled out focused orientation calls to help you get the most out of Auctria. These are small group calls that have limited seats. So every person on there can ask questions if they want. You can either drop them in chat or bring up your camera and microphone and ask. And these are going to be for a variety of topics. Like we're going to have a tickets orientation call, auction orientation call, event day training, website training, and then general welcome calls. And how that works is we normally have one general welcome call a week, and then we rotate through the specialty calls as well. And if you ever try to sign up for a call and it is full, feel free to drop in our chat and tell us that you're really interested. If we get enough feedback, we'll add another call that week if possible. But we really aim to keep these small so everyone gets to ask their questions and have everything addressed on the call. So I'm going to pass it over, speaking of tools to help customers, to Tracy so she can walk you through the Auctria Academy training.
Thanks, Elizabeth. And yes, continuing on that kind of pathway of tools that can help. And so I'm going to share some screens about Auctria Academy, their training and help. We've expanded, we've added new tools. We're so excited about these new features. And I am going to actually do a dashboard tour. We thought we would try and do this live. As you know from running events, we will hopefully this will all run smooth, but felt it was just easier to show the various tools that are available. So I am just here starting on our demo dashboard. And if you have logged in recently, you're going to notice our Ask AI button that pops up here. Now, we've had AI for a while here at Auctria. If you remember, if you've used it for the item descriptions, it's very fun, very helpful. But this is a fuller feature set. It's really intended to help you with Auctria-centric information. So this is an AI-assisted help for Auctria only. And you could just go ahead, if you had a question, how do I transfer a ticket? And enter, and it will come in with a description, the steps to follow through, and then the resources that are going to also support everything that has been shared. So you'll just notice here it is on how to ticket and the resources here. So you come in, it is a broader search, so you can ask the questions that you were wondering or like to have. I am going to pull this back up because I wanted to do a shout out. This is our AI assisted help. We still have our always human support team at any time. If you want to click this speech bubble icon in the top bar, or you can email us. So this is an add-on just to enhance your experience. This other area we love to call out is this search bar. It's still available as well. So if you've been using it, you may have been using it to find your items, your participant, your donors. You may have noticed that it's expanded to really include dashboard pages, settings, and also our help resources. So if you wanted to come in here, you were wondering about where the fee handling is, it will take you directly to the settings as well. Moving on to our resources, if you're at the dashboard or any on the left-hand side, if you go slide down the resource button at the bottom. This is our hub, our kind of central place where you can use to launch to find the Auctria resources. The getting started remains the same, but I'm going to call out our Auctria freebies, and we're really excited about this Auctria freebies page. And this is a one-place shop intended to really enhance and help you with many of the functions of running an event fundraiser. There's guides, checklists, and timelines. We have graphics. There are templates that you can edit and download, personalize, that will help you with your event in the way that suits your organization. If you wanted to send this out to someone else in your team, you can get the link up here from the top. They can also find them under Learn More under freebies if they're not in the dashboard already. And continuing on the left-hand side, we still do have many great links here. The welcome calls that Elizabeth was just sharing, orientation calls, our upcoming webinars, and then here is our user guide, our Auctria Academy. And this is our place for help resources to use Auctria, and we have updated some and we expanded some, and we are really excited about those as well. The first one I'm going to call out is our courses. We have just launched this course library, and our first one, the first course we have here is the event website creation and customization. Oh, and you'll here we go. And you can come in, you will remember where you are. It's multi-module. You can watch those modules at your pace, in your best time. So you can run through them or come back and forth. We also then have the modules highlights, and then we have some walkthroughs that you can also download. So you will learn the best way that suits you. As I said, we're really excited about this first one we have done on event website creation, and there will be more coming. And also in the Academy, that is a resource that we are really excited about, is the day of training. Again, we recognize there's such stress. Well, hopefully not actually, but there may be some stress as you're wondering about, how do I bring in volunteers? How can my staff know what's going on? And so we have a day of resources, which would have, check-in. You'll see check-in out, the admin app, event night, and also these really fun cheat sheets that can be downloaded that you can, hand out and review with your volunteers or your team for the event night. So I'm just going to come back here and I'm going to stop screen sharing and move on. Thank you. And we're going to we have a bunch of screens here as our placeholders. So I'm just going to run through these screens so that they are there just for the follow-up webinar if you wanted to come back and find any of what I just went through. We also wanted to show the cheat sheet that was downloaded. This is an example of how to race a paddle race. How to record. Sorry about that. How to record the paddle race. This is an example of one. And next we're going to go into owning the floor, the Auctria admin app. And this is just such an exciting admin app. It's included with all of our licenses. And it is really allowing you to be active and on the floor at your event using it, key features from the palm of your hand. And a really fun call out, and we've been asked, is everything now is in the admin app is available for both Android and Apple devices. So you can download. We'd recommend downloading the app in advance. Don't wait till the day of to do this, but then everybody on your team can download as well, if either app, on both Apple and Android. And we would say it is accessible for users that have a permission level of admin, power user, or user as well. And they would just sign in with their email, their Auctria email, like they would if they were signing into the Auctria dashboard, and that password as well. The home page, and when they select the event, will have all the key information about who's coming checked in. And then if you're an admin or power user, it will also display the totals. And check in, check out, still available, and it makes it at your event. Check-in is fast. You can use it at your desk just like a handheld device, and even better because you can use this device if you are integrated with Stripe and use it as a tap to add a card to your profile page. It also has a camera if you'd like to scan e-tickets. And this is a new area that's expanded since last year, and it's the record on the admin app. And so now you can record bids, donation, and sales. So under the record, like a point of sale, you can do raffle tickets, you could do in-room tickets, drink tickets, all kind of those fun features. You just select it, as you'll see over here, perhaps casino chips, then you'll select the participant, the guest. and proceed. And then at that time, you can choose, if you're integrated, if you would like to do a tap to pay immediately, or it could be added to their account. And then the new area under the record is recording donations. You just come and click your tile. It could be a dessert dash or paddle raise, or other donations if you're having fund and needs in the room as well. So if you're doing the paddle raise, for example, it will you can select a donation level that you've already defined, or you can add a level, enter the amount, and then you can enter the paddle number, or it also will search for the guest by guest name. And recording bids in the room as well. So now you can click and do a live bidding. You can also do final paper bidding if you wanted to do those bid sheets, or if you want to do online bid assist, as you were walking around and you would like to help, you can use that, where you again search bidder name or number, and you can enter their bid on the ongoing. Elizabeth?
I love this one. That's a really popular one, being able to record on the go.
Yes, I know we've shared about that one, and it's a lot of fun to use in the room.
Awesome. Well, thanks, Tracy. Let's keep going with this flow and talk about smoother events, right? That's the goal. You work so hard to put these events together, and then you want it to be smooth when you're in person. So part of that is you can check in your way. We understand that not every event, not every organization, not all of the guests are the same. So do it your way. There are a few options you can choose from to help speed up check-in based on your needs. You can check in guests from a laptop dashboard. You can use a handheld scanner and a laptop to scan their QR code on their ticket. You can use the Auctria admin app, or you can even offer self-check-in. So those are things you'd want to test before the event, though, right? So we'll go over that a little bit later. The check-in screens are compact and easy to edit. We heard your feedback in the past, lots of scrolling. Now it's a lot easier and condensed, and you can have people opt in to cover the credit card fees and pass those on. Participants can elect, it's not required, but they can elect to cover the future credit card fees like we talked about. So as you're checking someone in and they're registering, getting tickets, ask if they want to cover the fees. You can see the little box there. That's what you would check to opt in if they'd like to. And if you are on Auctria's Emerald or Diamond license, texting is included with your license. So $1,000 for Emerald, $3,000 for Diamond. And if you're using Auctria for check-in, it's really nice to use texting because it'll actually send a text message out when you check someone in if they've provided a cell phone number. So here we're going to show you, if you're doing in the room bidding, why that online bidding, that texting is so helpful. Because at check-in, if you check them in, they can just click on that link. They'll be automatically signed in to start bidding, and they can scan the QR code on a display page if you've enabled that, and then they can just bid. So you don't want to get to the event and have to have your guests put an email and a password or try to figure out how to sign in, right? This is one thing you can do to really streamline that. When you check them in, let them know, we just sent you a link. You can click on that and you'll be signed in and ready to go. So then when they're scanning the QR codes, they are good to go. They can just see the item. Ooh, I like that. Scan it, place a bid. With advanced texting, you can also send a custom text. So for example, the auction will end soon. Get your last minute bids in. Don't miss out. That kind of thing. And then there are a few different ways that guests can check out. So guests can check out on their own. The organization can check someone out with a laptop or a dashboard via the Auctria admin app on their phone. And you can finish entering your paddle raise and send a participant statement so guests can self-check out. This is another case of why texting can be important at an event. Even if you're not having an online auction, it can be nice to send out that participant statement via text message and have guests just click on that link, because not everyone checks their emails at events. So that's where texting might be pretty handy. One thing I tell customers to look at is your settings. It's really important. Regardless of what kind of event you're having, you're going to want to check out the settings page just to confirm things look good. Auctria has a unified settings page on the dashboard where you can view all settings just to see, hey, what are the setting options? Because you don't know what you don't know, right? Or if you're having a specific kind of fundraiser, like one that has tickets or an auction, you can look specifically at those settings. You can click on the ticket settings to look at ticket settings, online bidding to the online bidding settings. If you copied your event over from last year, this is a really good way to confirm that your settings are what you'd like. And that's all under the settings page. Then we're going to talk about triggering emails. So I mentioned this briefly before talking about ticket statements. You can send those out. Well, in Auctria, we have our system emails that can be sent out automatically, like when someone makes a purchase, for example, but you can also trigger most of them. So for example, the participant statement, if you've recorded paddle race donations and live auction items and people didn't get notifications because you elected not to send one for each single live auction winner manually, you can just send a participant statement at the end and you can trigger that here. And it would show everything that they won, purchased, or donated on that statement. So you would just go to the system email, next to it, you can hit trigger. Same for ticket statements if you want to send those out, register credit card requests. And I know it can be a little scary when you're looking at this. If you're like, trigger, I don't know if I hit that, what happens? Don't worry. It just brings you to the next page to select the recipients. So trigger will just take you to the page where you can select who you'd like to receive that email. So this is another really important one, health checks. By default, health checks don't show on your dashboard. So if you do see a health check warning, you're going to want to take a look at it because we're trying to get your attention to confirm, hey, is this how you wanted it? Is everything okay? There's going to be a little message below it that says learn more. This is where we're going to tell you what it is, why it might be a problem, and how you can fix it. And then you can see details. That's going to take you to where you can fix it. And if you're going through this and have any questions along the way, you can drop in the chat and ask our support team, or you can email us at hello@auctria.com. We're happy to help you with this, but health checks are really important because, like I said, they're not there by default. So if we've put them there, we're trying to tell you this might be worth looking at. And then along that same theme of making sure everything's good to go, you can create a test event in Auctria. You can take out the guesswork, right? You don't need to guess what people are going to receive or what it's going to look like when the auction opens, how bidding works, how check-in works. You can create a test auction or a test event in Auctria by simply clicking create test event. And that's going to create a sandbox environment where you can practice without worrying about messing up your real auction or event. It's going to be a copy of your real event, but like I said, in a sandbox environment. So if you want to practice this before you start selling tickets, for example, it's really common to do that. So you can see what emails they get, how that ticket flow works, did you set it up correctly? If you want to practice this before check-in, so your team can practice checking in fake guests before being at the event with a line in front of them trying to figure it out, this is a really good opportunity as well. And that is called Create Test Event. So stay in touch with us here at Auctria. I'm going to pass it off to Lori.
Thanks, Izzy. And yes, I know we jammed a lot of stuff in here. We have a lot more educational resources for you. We will answer all of your questions at the conclusion. But here's how to stay in touch with Auctria. Pull out your pen, pull out your links. We're gonna start dropping some links in here. Stay in touch with Auctria. We have a lot of upcoming webinars, literally every Wednesday until I go on vacation in May. We have thought leaders that are coming in. We have professional auctioneers. We have professional event planners. We're doing some Auctria specific webinars. There's a lot of chatter here about the Auctria admin app. Tracy and her team and the team are doing an Auctria admin app only webinar, so you can focus exclusively on the Auctria admin app. So you will get the emails because you signed up here for this one, but keep an eye, register yourself for all of them. You'll get the replay if you can't make it, and it will remind you to come along if you can make it so that you can ask questions and get some answers live. In addition to that, get inspired. This has been out for quite some time. If you elect to put your event on our public events webpage, it will be listed on the events directory. And if you click on that scan code right there, it will bring you to the events directory. So many people ask us, what are they doing? What are they doing? What should we be doing differently? And they want to pull behind the curtain, see what other organizations are doing. Our events directory page is a great place to go. And the ones that are gold, you can see the one for Wilsonville, Oregon here is gold on there. Oh my gosh, the Oregon people are going to yell at me. Did I say that the wrong way? The gold ones are handled by our launch department, led by Izzy from our success team. And then that's a great segue into launch. Launch has 3 levels of service now. We have Launch Foundation, Launch Advantage, and Launch Premier. Launch Found with each of these come Zoom calls, ongoing support, training for check-in, event and website setup, and emergency phone support if you need it for the day of the event. However, that phone rarely rings because you've already used the launch program and you are set up for success. If you just need a little bit of help, you can pick up an Auctria Assist call for 20 minutes. If you need a little more help, you can pick up an Auctria Assist call for 45 minutes. And this is a single call with Izzy's customer success team. One person would be assigned to you for that call. The call is either 20 minutes or 45 minutes, and it's your agenda. So if you want to talk about ticket setup, if you want to talk about training, if you want to bring a whole bunch of your team, you can bring that for a go live call or a training. The agenda is yours, and you can either choose the 20 minutes or the 45 minutes. And then Izzy had mentioned about the welcome and orientation calls. I think we dropped a link in. We'll drop it again, and we'll give you all these resources after. Auctria regularly holds welcome calls and orientation calls for you to get started and have some confidence in what you're setting up is set up properly. And as Izzy had mentioned, they are broken up into a general orientation call, as well as specifics for training, for website, for tickets, and things along those lines. And then stay in touch with us. Our Facebook group, Auction Team Talk, is, say it with me, the nicest page on Facebook. Continue the conversation over there. Continue to connect with others that are running auction and event fundraisers. And you don't have to be using Auctria in order to join this Facebook group. It is a very friendly group and happy to help you connect with those that are doing the same exact thing that you are. And then this is a new slide that I've been bringing along. I'm curious, has Auctria earned 5 stars? I won't pressure you and ask you to put a yes, no in the chat. But if Auctria has earned 5 stars, I would love for you to leave a review on Capterra. We have over 500 reviews on Capterra already, but that just helps us get the information out there about Auctria. And you don't have to have concluded your event already in order to leave a star. You leave a 5-star review. You can leave it on this webinar. You can talk about the support you've had already, how you're kicking off your event website, what you've learned in the environment here. We would love to get some interim reviews on there also. So if you scan that, it should take you directly to a Capterra reviews page. And it's literally like 3 or 4 questions. How many stars? What did you like most? What did you like least? Describe your overall experience and give your review a title. So I would love for you to do that for us. That would help us tremendously. And then continue to stay in touch with us. We are active on LinkedIn, Facebook, Instagram. We also have a Pinterest page with over 500 pins that go directly to donation request pages. I mentioned our Auction Team Talk group, but then we also have our Facebook page, Auctria. And then you can always email us, hello@auctria.com. I'm going to invite Elizabeth and Tracy to come back up here, and we can go through all of the questions that you have here.
That's great, Lori. I thank you for everyone who's dropped in questions in the chat. We'll start from the earliest on. So if we missed a question, we're sorry, we did not mean to do that. So please drop it in again, but we will go from kind of top to bottom. So hopefully we'll be getting to your question quickly. So I'm going to go all the way back to the top. It was early on. It was on our area of custom questions. And Christina asked, would the person buying the foursome have to answer for everyone in the foursome with the custom question, or would the question be sent to the foursome emails that were entered by the purchaser? Elizabeth, how have you seen that handled?
So you can set it up to be based on ticket or based on participant. Participant would be sent to the purchaser, like the specific person checking out and buying the tickets. If it's set to the ticket, it's set to the ticket holder. So whoever that ticket is assigned to. So if you've set it up as a golf ticket and you've set the custom question to ticket holder, it would be specifically to whoever has that ticket is what the question will be for.
Awesome. And this is where you can see where you're setting up your custom question, whether it's for the contact, the person that's making that initial, or whether the ticket holder is going to receive that info. So you'd be setting that up in this area.
Alex asks, what is the difference between ticket and participant target tables? Are participants someone that make a cash donation, no ticket purchases?
You got it. So there you go. A participant is someone that does anything in Auctria from, registering to bid, maybe in the online auction if they can't make it to the event, or making a donation, or maybe they're buying a raffle ticket. It's anyone that is in there that does not have a ticket. Ticket holders are distinct in that they have a ticket assigned for them, an admission ticket assigned for them. And if you're ever wondering what the breakdown is there, when you go to the participant list, there's a toggle so you can see participants and then you can see ticket holders. On the tickets dashboard also, it will only show you ticket holders. So if you're ever confused about, well, how many people are actually coming to our event, right? That's when you would go to the tickets dashboard, and that will just show you ticket holders.
Right.
Great. And Amy asks, can a custom question be sent out in an email through Auctria?
Not at this time, because they're based on your registration. So they're either registration, tickets, or they're based on solicited items. So you could direct somebody to one of those pages to buy tickets, and then they'd have the custom question, or to register and they'd have it, or to donate an item and they'd have it. But you can't just specifically send out the custom question, kind of like a poll. Not yet. We'll pass that feedback on to our product team though.